Hey, what is going on, everyone? In today's video, I want to give you an explanation of what the settlement phase is in Once Human. So the server that I am currently on is a launch day server, so we have already reached phase 6, which means we are in the settlement phase. Essentially, what the settlement phase is in our current scenarios is an opportunity to sign up for the next scenario or the next season. The settlement phases in our current scenarios last 4 weeks, so you can see right here, this ends in 27 days and 1 hour. So you have the option to sign up for a new scenario. If you don't sign up for a new scenario, your server will close and your character will get pushed over to Eternal Land. So if we go ahead and click on sign up right here, you can see that we have a few different options of what we can sign up for. So these last two right here are not open yet. This is the new PvE scenario that is supposed to be releasing in October, and then this one, Prism versus Clash, is the new PvP scenario that is releasing in September. So if I try to click on any of those, you can see that I cannot sign up for them. But then you can also sign up for the same scenarios that we just had, but with some modifiers. So I am on a PvE scenario currently, so I'm going to be sticking with PvE. So if I just click on Manibus right here, you can see all the different server options that we have right now. Most of them are going to be normal difficulty, which I believe is different than our existing difficulty for our current seasons. If I actually go back to the season info, which is right here, and I go to scenario features, you can see that it says difficulty is low deviant difficulty, one of the entry level scenarios for Once Human. So I know this is a novice scenario that we're currently in, so I believe the normal difficulty is higher technically than low, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So if we go back into the new Manibus servers here for PvE, you can see that it says difficulty normal. And then if you actually click over on the second tab here, these are these different modifiers that I was talking about. So there's a new thing called super anomalies that I covered in a recent video. But basically there are different types of super anomalies that are modifiers for that server. So for example, you can see there is a void one here. So void deviants start with a shield that grants them immunity to most damage effects, and you can counter those effects with a cradle override for anti-void, unstable bomber damage, or power surge damage. And then there is a balanced super anomaly as well, where deviants will recover HP over time after taking damage, and you can counter that with the anti-balance cradle override, burn damage, or frost vortex damage. So basically this top section right here is telling you different elements essentially that you can use, or different keywords that you can use in order to overcome these super anomalies. And then you can see down here in the override section that shotguns and rifles will counter super anomaly, void, and sniper rifles and pistols will counter the balance one. So this is really focused on like the keywords and the elements basically, and then this is focused on the specific weapon types that can help counterbalance those super anomalies. And then you can also see that there are keyword enhancements. So unstable bomber, power surge, the bullseye, and bounce are enhanced with this server. And then it also gives you a glimpse of what you can expect from the wish machine. So you'll be able to get the jaws as well as this vulture top here in the wish machine. So I'm not really sure which phase these will be available. It just says in specific season phases, but at some point during that season you will be able to get these from the wish machine. And then the last section here, and really the last difference with this specific server, is that there are different types of calibration blueprints now, different categories. I'll actually put all of them on the screen right now. I covered this in a recent video. But this one in particular is going to have the frugal style, which allows for ammo replenishment from missed shots for pistols and sniper rifles. So that is an additional kind of category of calibration blueprints that you can have in this server. And you can get these specific categories of calibration blueprints by disassembling dropped gear, of course, which is the normal way to get calibration blueprints, or actually by defeating the super anomalies, which are new to these servers. So you can see a lot of these servers, they're using basically that similar sort of format. The only difference is that the super anomalies and overrides, wish machine, and calibration blueprints, all of these categories kind of change, but you can see a lot of them are the same. So like these two right here, for example. But if we go to this one, you can see that these super anomalies are phase, where deviants have high damage reduction, and then there's a cradle override for anti-phase. And then shrapnel damage does well against phase enemies, as well as damage while in a fortress warfare state. And then you also have a coherent super anomaly for this server, where they carry a specific device. The deviants carry a device, and while that device is intact, they are invincible. So basically you need to destroy the device first before you're able to damage these deviants. There is a cradle override for anti-coherence, and then bounce damage, and then also damage while in fast gunner state will be very effective against those deviants. And then in the override section here, you can see that SMGs and sniper rifles will counter that phase super anomaly, and then pistols and crossbows will counter the coherent super anomaly. And then we also get enhancements to fast gunner, burn, shrapnel, and fortress warfare. And then in the wish machine, you will get the Predator LMG, as well as the Oasis mask here at some point during the season. And then we have the boost style calibration blueprint, which is for pistols and shotguns, and it can increase the keyword trigger chance through reloading. So again, you can get these by disassembling dropped gear or defeating super anomaly deviants. So a majority of these servers are in this normal difficulty right here. You can see normal difficulty is just basic survival difficulty, suitable for most players, and basic combat difficulty as well, suitable for most players. But there are also some servers that are hard. So you can see this red icon here, and this is actually one I've signed up for. Just as an FYI, if you sign up for a server, you can unregister for it if you would like to. So you can see this one will be available in about 3 days, which is perfect for me because then I have a little extra time to grind in my current server. But if I wanted to, I could just click unregister and unregister for it and register for a different server. You don't get pushed over directly into this server, by the way, when this timer is up. You just have the option to then switch over to that server. So don't worry about that specific countdown. It's really whenever you're ready, you can jump over into that server, while the settlement phase is live. And I believe you can actually jump into this server even after the settlement phase, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So I would say during the settlement phase is a good time to switch over to that server during that kind of 4-week span. Now with this server in particular, like I mentioned, this is the difficulty of hard. So that's why I've signed up for it, because I want to try out a different challenge here. So you can see that the pollution zones in the wilderness will cover larger areas and have a lot more contamination. Energy and hydration will deplete twice as quickly, and the effects of full energy and hydration last for a shorter time. So that's definitely, I would say, probably the largest kind of difficulty or challenge with these hard difficulty servers is, there is an abundance of food in the game, but you're just going to have to manage it more and more. So just keep that in mind. And then also you can see that deviants also get a buff in their stats, awareness, movement speed, attack frequency. So kind of things you would expect with a harder difficulty. And then also in territory purifications, the types of deviants attacking the territory will change, increasing the difficulty. So that should be pretty interesting. I can imagine maybe a lot of people's bases may end up getting destroyed, even though they did recently kind of reduce the damage that deviants do during territory purifications. But I think in these harder difficulties, that might be something that's a more common occurrence. But the biggest thing, probably the biggest, positive of joining these hard servers is that the StarCrom rewards for completing season goals are increased by 20%. And as we know, StarCrom transfers over to the next season. It's inherited directly to your character. So you can also get more StarCrom from purifying the Eclipse Cortexes if you are in a PvE server, and Chaotic Cortexes if you're in a PvP server. So obviously this is a PvE one. I don't believe you can get Chaotic Cortexes in PvE, so I'm not really sure why it says that there. But basically during the purification process, you'll get more StarCrom, and then by completing season goals, you will also get more StarCrom. And if we click into the modifiers tab here, you can see it's very similar to what we saw on the normal servers as well. So, we have the void super anomaly, balance super anomaly. You got your countermeasures here with shotguns and rifles, and then sniper rifles and pistols for, balance and void, as well as your keyword enhancements. You've got the jaws here, as well as that vulture top. So it's all the same sort of stuff in the modifier tab here. The main difference is going to be in this first tab here for the difficulty. And then if we actually go to the last page here, you can see this was the first hard server that opened up, and this one is currently full. So I am not able to join this one. However, you can join this if you do have an invitation code. So up in the top right, you can click on invitation codes. You can send invitations for a specific server that you're in, and then you can also receive different invitation codes here as well. So even though I can't join this one, I could try to find people that are in this server and see if they have an invitation code with that new special invitation system that they just rolled out. But for me, honestly, I think this one is a better kind of timeline for me anyway, because I don't want to feel rushed in getting to that next scenario. So I think this one is a better fit for me. And then also we do have the scenario features tab here, which is mostly the same. We have a list of just a general overview of it. And then we also have a list of all the different deviations, which is the same that we saw in the current Manibus servers. I guess the only difference that I've noticed here is that certain deviations will get special abilities as well as change color when acquired. So Nutcracker, Digby Boy, Growshroom, the extra dimensional cat, the butterfly, festering gel, and fetch-a-lot bunny have a chance, I guess, to get special abilities and change color when they're acquired. So not really sure what those special abilities might be, but that's pretty interesting and maybe something that you want, you want to prioritize. And even though I am not a PvP player, just to give you an idea of what this looks like, it's basically the same thing on the PvE side. So you got the difficulty of normal here. You got those same sort of modifiers on this side as well. And if you go into the hard section here, you also have, the same sort of survival challenges, combat environment, increased rewards that you have on the PvE servers. The real main difference that I have seen is in the scenario features here. You can see that it says, metahumans will enter the chaos state, so the PvP state when they join, must work with their warband to counter threats from other metahumans. So it's just basically what the difference is right now between PvP and PvE servers. You also have that special ability and color change for those specific deviations. So same deviations here: Nutcracker, Digby Boy, Growshroom, the cat, butterfly, festering gel, and fetch-a-lot bunny, I guess, have a chance to get special abilities and change color. And then you have a list of all the PvP deviations that you can get. And just as a reminder, this is what will carry over to the next season. So you can actually access this just by clicking into the settlement phase, season sign-up info, or you can just click on season info right here. It's going to bring you really to the same spot. And then this will tell you everything that'll carry over. So I know I've covered this many times in a lot of different videos. They've actually added some stuff to this to make it a little bit more clear, like event items and data, such as friendship points will transfer over, things like that. So they're getting a little bit more specific with it, but I'm going to actually be making another video. Once I join my new server, I'll be making another video showcasing everything that can transfer over and how that entire transfer process works, because I've been getting a lot of questions about it. So I'll be going in depth on how that exactly works in a future video once my new server is open. So there you go. That is an overview of how the settlement phase works in Once Human, at least for our existing scenarios. Hopefully this video ended up helping you out. If it did, definitely feel free to drop a like and subscribe down below. This video was also a little bit more freeform, as I just kind of wanted to go through, all the different details for the settlement phase that we currently have. So I didn't really script this one out or anything like that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, kind of being a little bit more freeform there. But yeah, let me know what you think about the entire kind of settlement phase process. What server are you thinking of joining? I'm going to be announcing the server that I'm joining in my Discord, so feel free to join the Discord down in the description below so you can see what server I'll be joining. We'll also have a warband over in that server as well, so feel free to join that if you would like to, as the chef dino right there pushes me out of the way. And yeah, so it's probably going to be the same server that I showed in this video, but like I said, I'll do an official announcement in the Discord when the time comes. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Like I said, if you did enjoy, feel free to drop a like and subscribe down below, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care, folks.